Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or whatever time you are watching this. What the hell just happened to my torso? Oh, we're back. Alright, so obviously, I realize making this video is a little bit redundant at this time. Wow, I really need to get better Psyker curios. Because obviously, it's been a few days, or it's been more than a few days since the update is out. Actually, it's close enough for patch 14. So many of you have probably already played the fixed Smite. Now, if you don't know, Smite before patch 14 had a bug with empowered psionics. I believe it was empowered psionics. I don't know if you could replicate it without it. I could be wrong. No, it definitely was empowered psionics. Sorry. Where you would get the infinite lightning, and it, wouldn't cost you anything, and it would just spread infinitely and all that, and then just you essentially could just kill everything by stunning it. Obviously, they have fixed that. So now Empowered Psionics gives 125% damage to Smite, and then also it spreads 50% faster. And they even said in the patch notes that if Smite still feels too weak, they're willing to give it some more buffs or changes. Now, I think they added this like 50% faster spread between enemies to give like that kind of feeling you got from the Infinite Smite of like being able to stun entire hordes. But now it actually like takes some like brain management to use. So this is the build, obviously, still running Empowered Psionics. I think Empowered Psionics is still good. We have Overpowering Souls, Charged Up, Psychic Leeching. Then we have, obviously, Venting Shriek, because we want to clear out that peril so we don't explode our brain. Warp Rupture actually could be good. You know what, I'm going to take Warp Rupture instead of Creeping Flames, just because I feel like that'll be fun. And then actually we have Seer's Presence. 10% cooldown reduction is just really good. Obviously the Smite, both upgrades. 10% increased base damage from enemies that are affected by Smite, and then Smite jumps an extra time. Then obviously we have the Wildfire for that Soul Blaze. I mean, meh, actually we don't really need to take that. I mean, we have Perilous Combustion, but it's like, we'll keep it anyway, because I don't really have another thing to put it on. Yeah. So this is the build path. It's pretty basic. And obviously we're taking Warp Rupture for that 100 to 200 damage based on current peril. And since Smite kind of gets you up to high peril, you could maybe be pumping out damage quite often, actually. In fact, yeah, actually I'm thinking of a build to do with that already. But that's for a future video. And obviously for our weapons, we're using the Illusai MK5 Blaze Force Sword for that little bit extra horde clear. And then we're taking the Las Pistol, deal with threats like snipers and gunners and bombers and all that we can't reach with our Smite. I don't really like taking staffs when I'm using Smite, just because it feels like I'm double dipping into the peril. And it just doesn't feel good to swap to like from Smite to a staff, which is effectively the same thing in a few of the cases. And I don't really like the other staffs that are like the Trauma Force or the Mega Man Blast. So we're using the Las Pistol just because it feels good. But yeah, now that I'm done yapping, let's get into a video, shall we? Alrighty, and we're in a game. We're in a match. Oh, my lord. Let me tell you something. There's a new ETL for Food and Bev at my store. And I already don't like her. I can just tell she's a right wench. She just has that, like high horse. She's on a high horse. That's the vibe I get from her. She sits on a high horse perpetually. And she says, and she got really nitpicky over some dumb shit in the fridge. She was like, oh, why are these crates here? Oh, well, they're milk crates. Oh, well, why are they on the floor? Because there's no room on the pallet. Why not? Because the pallet's full. Like, they're a tripping hazard. They weren't a tripping hazard. If you tripped over those, you'd be a right dumbass. One, the pallets are stacked up taller than she was. Right? She's like 5 foot on the dot. I'm 6'5". She expects me to respect her? Especially with that tone of voice? Nuh-uh. Not in my household. Yeah, and it's just like... Ugh. But, she's like came at me like, oh, there's going to be some new expectations around here. I'm like, you underestimate my capability to ignore you. This modifier, low intensity. Damn it! I think they should remove low intensity from Damnation. I genuinely do. I guess I could just play Auric missions, right? But... yeah, I should just play Auric missions if I want to avoid low intensity. That's my bad. So I shouldn't really complain about not like the low intensity. One thing I literally avoid it quite easily if I just queued for Auric. One thing I do like about Smite is that if you get to 100% peril, it doesn't insta kill you. Like it has a little bit of a save, and which makes sense because it's like a little bit of a hard weapon to use. I don't know if the perk staff does it, but yeah, it's pretty hard to blow your head up with using Smite. What are we waiting for? Hello. Oh, wanted to pick up a Grimmy. Well, while we're waiting, I'm gonna crack open a nice cold peach tea. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff. God, I love peach tea. It's the best kind of tea. The second best is mango, and then it's raspberry. Spicy book. I mean, if you get worried about decaying health on a low intensity engagement zone, that's a bit of a skill issue. No, I don't want to sound mean, but come on. I feel like I did a lot of damage there. It's kind of hard to tell though. It does 100 to 200, so it's not like a crazy amount of damage. But I could see it like finishing some bunch of stuff off, especially on like hordes of poxwalkers who don't have a lot of HP, right? I do think that maybe they should add, like... I don't want them to add more damage to Smite, because I don't want it to be, like... just a kind of a shittier sail, you know what I'm saying? But I wonder what they could do to change it up to make it a little bit more, like... I don't want to say, like, rewarding. Because I feel like that's the wrong term. Like, a little bit more interactive in a way? I don't know. Sorry, was that Zealot just talking about drinking? I never heard that of... it's very rare actually hear that Zealot voice specifically. Most people are the damn judge. Which is why I wish I could change my Psyker and my Zealot voices. Now you could say, oh, just start a new Zealot. And I say to you, shut up. I don't wanna. Actually, ouch. Ceases. Slice him up. One thing I gotta be careful now that Smite isn't infinite, I can't just like perma-dodge with it, you know what I'm saying? I think one thing they could maybe do is maybe have Smite set people on fire, or have a chance of setting people on fire with like either Soul Blaze or just regular fire, you know? That'd be like an option. Or like have Smite apply bleed or something. Just some dot effect. Soul Blaze would obviously be the obvious bit because it's a Psyker. But I feel like bleed would be interesting. I feel like bleed would make more sense on like a sail or something.
What if we try to recharge it?
Who needs a map? Nice. Oh, so Twitter, obviously, you know, blue check marks used to mean you were like a somewhat, maybe not valuable, but like somewhat well-known person, whether a content creator or a journalist or something. But now blue checks can just go to the most annoying people on the planet. And I saw this post earlier. I don't know if this was... some tells me this wasn't just a bait post for engagement. It felt like their genuine, unfiltered dog shit opinion. What's this? It's a skin disease that like causes you to have essentially like patchy skin in spots where like you don't have melanin. This is more I think it's more common on like black people and like people who have darker, like more melanated, or it's more noticeable on people who have darker melanated skin. Man, saying melanated skin feels like somehow more racist than just saying like black skin. I don't know. But obviously just having melanation doesn't necessarily mean you're black. Fuck, what's the hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Skin condition, kind of like patch melanin. It is called hyperpigmentation, from what I see here. Anyway, it's the one that where it's like you can have, you're spotted like a Dalmatian in a way. That feels bad to say, but it's an apt description for not knowing the exact name. And in Baldur's Gate 3, you can have you could set it in your character customization to your character to have this skin condition, which is completely fine, right? But this man, and the tweet was, man, I remember when fantasy was about fantasy, not bringing the real world wokeness in. I'm like, apparently is it woke to have a skin condition now? Next thing you know, they'll be calling dwarves woke because some people suffer from dwarfism. Well, I shouldn't say suffer from dwarfism. Most dwarf people are doing just fine.
Does anyone want this grenade? Death is coming for ya!
It's just like, man, some people just, they're like these are the type of people to see a South Park episode where Eric Cartman is essentially making fun of them, but they don't realize it. Like, whenever, like, oh, yeah, I say that because slightly related to the South Park clip where Cartman was, like, making fun of Disney for, like, diversifying everything. Which is, you know, expected. South Park makes fun of everything. These people are always like, oh, man, this is why I love South Park. You know, they always say, you know, say the truth or whatever. Like, they're the bastion of free speech in our generation. It's like, okay. Or, like, bastion against wokeness. Meanwhile, if you, later in the episode, Cartman literally admits that it's lame as hell to give a shit about wokeness. It's like, oh, they watch South Park through the Twitter clips to get, like, interaction farm. It's very silly. Now, I don't watch South Park, so I'm not trying to hold some, like, superiority over them, but it's like, you can, you can't sit in the boat of saying, oh, South Park makes fun of of everybody, and then refuse to acknowledge when it's making fun of you, or just be unable to acknowledge when that happens. Now, personally, I don't really like South Park. I don't like mean humor. And South Park has a decent amount of mean humor. I mean, I don't really like watch adult cartoons, I guess, adult-oriented cartoons like that. I watch the superior anime. Yeah, I'm pretty freaking sweet. Although I will say there are some like AI voice clips of Peter Griffin singing a bunch of different anime openings, and I find them very entertaining. It's a conundrum I have with myself, is that I don't like AI and AI voices, but at the same time, some of these AI memes are really funny. But I feel like it's, for the AI voices, I'm like, if an actor's like, hey, don't use my voice, right, I'd be like more opposed to it. But if Seth MacFarlane doesn't give a shit, then I'm like, alright, cool. Like, I've seen a bunch of artists, or like VA Twitters making posts like, I don't consent to my voice being used in any AI, which is very valid of them. Now it does, the Venting Shriek does 100 base damage, so that's a pretty good amount of damage just for free. Oh, that reminds me. So, Twitter has this thing where, I know, another Twitter reference, where essentially, like, it'll tell you how many times your tweet has been viewed, and it's not like how a YouTube view works, where you have to click on the video, right? It just, if you see it while scrolling, that counts as a view, even if you don't actually look at it. If it's on your screen, it counts as a view. From what I understand, I could be wrong. And this guy was making AI, like, memes or whatever, and they weren't really funny, and someone was making fun of him for it. It was like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'll keep posting them, and then that tweet that he, like, got made fun of and retorted in got 1 million views. And he was like, he made a post about it, like, oh man, my first post had 1 million views, make sure to follow me. And he had the AI art of SpongeBob holding a sign that said, follow me. But it's only 350 impressions, right? Which is people actually interacting with the tweet in some way, and there was less than that on the like. There's like 40 likes or something. It's like, I see a lot of like people counting the views on a tweet as like some sort of win, I guess. I don't know. If it's got a lot of like likes to views, then yeah, I can. But if it's just, if you have 1 million views and 40 likes, you lost, right? That's not. I wouldn't be caught bragging that, you know. Oh, and speaking of AI, there's this YouTuber named Quebblepop. He was like a Roblox Minecraft content creator kind of guy, like one of those, you know, kind of fellas. I don't want to say like copy paste, but you know the type. And he got into AI recently, and essentially his whole YouTube now is just an AI of him, and it's all just worthless React content of like stealing someone else's content. And the AI will be like, okay, we have a thing here. Oh wow, look how cool that is. Oh yeah, look, he's doing that. Oh wow, this is so cool. What is this, guys? This is so cool. It's like, Jesus Christ, how far have you fallen? The dude's got like 500,000 followers on Twitter, and he struggles to get over 100 likes. Like, oh my goodness. Like, it's just proof that AI memes are fun, but no one wants to watch AI content creators, right? Because it's like, it's somehow even more emotionless than the rest of the like React content on like TikTok and stuff. It's just like, oh my goodness, how far can you fall? Oh, killed that guy through a wall. Get on, liberal. Relax, liberals. It's called shart humor. I just put a bunch of fart noises. Ooh, that. Anyway, I hate AI. As I've said it once, I've said it 1 million times. The Emperor didn't like it, so I don't like it. And who am I to argue with the Emperor of Mankind? Yeah, I really like one of my favorite Twitter accounts just for memes is a guy named Florka Crows. He does like a bunch of sock puppet drawings. That's like his main gist. He's actually like a decent artist too, but it's like his main content is like sock puppet memes. And he has recently gotten like Warhammer, or at least he's doing a lot more Warhammer memes, and they're all so good. Like, there's this one, like, that whole who am I to argue with the Emperor of Mankind, that's from him. On a post about, like, a guy being sad about, like, goth girls are going extinct. And then a space marine just appears like, no, brother, your emotions are causing distortions in the warp and summoning demons. It was so good. There's a lot of good Warhammer memes, and there's just, like, a lot of not so good Warhammer memes. Like, Kriegsman memes are very, very rarely funny, because it's always like shovel noises or happy gas mask noises. I'm like, is this really the best we can do? Is this our best here? Like, give me more like... maybe it's probably just my sense of humor, but for some reason I like lore accurate memes a lot. You know? And I don't really know how to explain it other than like I like it when memes like reference the lore properly, you know. I mean, I still do like my silly memes, obviously, but I love lore accurate memes. I love them. They're juicy.
think I haven't seen the state of your weapons? You should be ashamed.
I've barely used my last pistol. It's probably fine. Alright, we're good.
You just need to have faith.
Black day indeed, where one such as ye lectures me about faith.
That is a good interaction. I wish I had shut up during it so I could have clipped it for a YouTube short. Wish I had quit yapping in time. I was literally just thinking that too. I was like, man, telling a zealot about faith. Yeah, if I were to... Part of me does want to start a new zealot, so one I can name her properly. And just because I don't want to use the judge voice, because it's so, like... Me, 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 me. Maybe next 12-hour stream I do at 2,000 subs, I'll just spend it leveling a zealot. Maybe that's the go. We're actually like 650 away from 2,000, which is insane. I didn't even think I'd reach 1,000, and a few days after reaching 1,000, I'm like a third of the way to 2,000, which is bonkers, insane, crazy.
You shouldn't wander off.
And I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm going to sneak into your room and leave teeth under your pillow. God, I love peach tea. Delicious. I like cold tea more than I like hot tea. If I want some hot, I want it to have like a bit of texture to it. And like just hot tea just feels like hot water. Like, I don't like that texture. Much rather have like the thicker like cold tea, or the, you know, the hot coffee, which has a texture to it. I feel like this wasn't here before. This little like fan thing. I could be crazy, but I feel like that's new. That feels new. It smells new to me. And I've got quite the sniffer. Not really. My sense of smell has been ruined since COVID. It's a bit rough. Ooh. I feel like that venting shriek actually does really good against hordes. For like the 100 damage, 100 to 200 damage based on warp peril. That feels really nice. I'll have to test that. I'll have to go into the training, the meat grinder, to see how like much damage it does to like pox bursters. Because I actually don't know the pox burster HP. I know it's not that much, but you know, I'm sorry, pox burster. Sorry, pox walker. Zap. Zapping through the wall here. Yay, empowered psychonics. Oh wait, no, I don't have it yet.
You are certain you installed the data interrogator correctly?
How did I apply Soul Blaze? Oh, you know what? Because I killed an elite with I killed an elite, so that applied Soul Blaze. That's what happened. And then I killed someone with Soul Blaze, so it spread more Soul Blaze around. You know, if this, they really need to spruce up this end bit, because essentially being able to funnel all the zombies through here feels a bit rough. Like, have them crawl up from, like, down, you know? Like, there's all those walkways there that we can be using. Have them fall out of these holes up here. Or something. Get zapped, idiot. Oh, just had heart palpitations. Oh. Alright. I feel like they can squeeze a beast and Nurgle at this final mission, you know? Or this final bit of the mission. Oh, holy fire. We're good.
You really should stay with us.
The machine requires attention!
Oh, Jesus. Scared the Jesus out of me. People when they go to Chick-fil-A and it's like $20 for a very mediocre chicken. Scared the Jesus out of me. That joke sucked, but I had to make it.
Twist and turn.
Hey.
Heretics ahoy! The fleet has been routed.
Nice. Alright, let's make like rats and skedaddle. Thank you, Morrow. That makes me feel good.
Requesting medic aid!
Perish. Explode. R.I.P. Damn, we lost one of the Grimoires. Actually sad. You're so close to the end, too. Damn, that was unfortunate. Damn, that felt a lot shorter than it was. I guess I was yapping quite a bit, so time passed. Whoa. 1,400 kills, actually, it's a decent amount for 24 minutes, on a low intensity especially. Because I've had longer games that only had like 900 kills. But, alrighty, see what we got granted by the Emperor. An autogun, nice. Well, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, like, and subscribe, or don't. I'm not your mother, but you better have brushed your teeth. Now have a good one. Also, has my Discord icon been broken this entire time? I think so. That's unfortunate. Oh well.